Number 25, a house swap. Although some of you may not be comfortable with the idea of someone else staying in your home, over the last few decades the idea of trading houses with another family for a few months has been gaining popularity. Number 24, house sit. Another option you have at your disposal is to take care of someone's house while they're out of town. You can easily find a gig like this on various forums. It's a free place to stay in exchange for walking a dog and watering the plants. It doesn't get much better than that. Number 23, volunteer. By volunteering for a good cause, you won't just be helping out earthquake victims or taking care of orphans, but potentially also getting your flight, housing, and sometimes even food taken care of. Keep in mind that most organizations of this type will require a significant time commitment, at least 1 to 2 years. Number 22, rent. If you're lucky enough to have your own property, then renting it out while you're on vacation is potentially a good way to keep your bank account full while you're on the road. Number 21, carpool. Although this is a very efficient method of getting around, sometimes it can be hard to arrange. Try searching travel forums or even asking around at the hostel you're staying at. If you don't manage to find anything, you can always do number 20, hitchhike. Sure, it might be a little more dangerous than meeting your ride beforehand, but in some parts of the world, like Cuba, this is the norm, and you would do well to get used to it. Number 19, crew a yacht. Fortunately, you don't need to be a skilled sailor in order to secure a position aboard a yacht. Any mechanical or navigational experience would be a plus, and many times just having 2 hands is sufficient. In return for your labor, you'll receive passage to your destination. Number 18, work on a cruise ship. While getting a job aboard a cruise ship may be significantly easier than crewing a yacht, the working conditions are usually subpar, and you most likely won't be allowed to leave the boat during the port calls. Number 17, transport other people's vehicles. Many times when someone's moving, they'll have their car sent to the new location, which is where you come in. As long as you have some flexibility with your travel plans, this is a good way to get from point A to point B. Number 16, work at a hostel. Although some places will require a work visa, if you can negotiate a deal to where you work in exchange for lodging, you won't have to worry about this little detail. As long as no money is exchanged, the visa isn't a problem. Number 15, do some odd jobs. Wherever you go, there are sure to be people looking for some short-term help doing something. Many times you can find everything from being an au pair to doing trail maintenance, but just be aware that these usually aren't the funnest jobs in the world. Number 14, accept a challenge. One of the newest trends in travel is for you to go do something crazy, like climb Mount Everest, in the name of charity, while a company gathers sponsors and raises the money on your behalf. If things like death, pain, and heights don't scare you, then this is a viable option. Number 13, WOOF, or WWOOF. The Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms is a network of farmers around the world that oftentimes seek an extra pair of hands in exchange for lodging and food. The best way to get involved is to contact the WOOF office of the country you are looking to visit. Number 12, avoid souvenirs. One of the easiest ways to let the money trickle out of your wallet is to let your sentimentality control you. Only buy what you need and you can make a little cash go a long way. Number 11, organize a group tour. No, this doesn't mean you'll be a tour guide. Many travel companies are willing to give discounts to people they refer to as quote-unquote group leaders, or those that organize the trip for everybody. All you have to do is get everyone together, set the dates, and book the flights. Number 10, get a travel scholarship. Not only will this pay for your trip, it'll look good on your future resume. Time to hit the books. Number 9, fly smart. These days, ultra low-cost carriers can get you to your destination for barely more than the price of the taxes on the ticket. As long as you're willing to sacrifice some comfort for a few hours, it's hard to beat the price per mile. Number 8, enter a contest. While it may seem like a long shot, there are so many travel contests out there that if you have a little writing or photography talent and aren't picky about your destination, you're sure to win something sooner or later. Number 7, Couchsurf. Probably one of the best known ways to get free accommodations for the night. As long as you don't mind sleeping on chairs, couches, and floors, this is the way to go. Number 6, eat smart. If you're trying to be frugal on the road, which you should be, then paying attention to your food expenditures is a must. Remember, lunches are usually cheaper than dinners, and buying ingredients from a grocery store is usually the cheapest. Number 5, tip smart. Depending on where you are, you may actually end up offending the host with your tip rather than flattering them. Just be wary of this when you're abroad, and it can save you some cash too. Number 4, go with the flow. When you're on the road, the quickest lesson you will need to learn is to roll with the punches. You may be trying to get to New Delhi by the end of the month when all of a sudden an opportunity arises to go to Australia. Let your plans evolve and you'll see far more than you could otherwise. Number 3, travel slow. Anytime you get on a plane, bus, or boat, your expenses will jump up. If you really want to keep things cheap, try to think of traveling not just as a vacation, but a lifestyle. Don't try to see everything, but rather explore a few places in depth. You'll save money and in return get some amazing memories. Number 2, bring a tent. Although it may seem a bit out of place, this single item can save you a good amount of money, especially if you'll be traveling off the beaten path. And number 1, drive fast and take chances. Okay, while we don't literally mean to drive fast, we are trying to make a point. The point being that you should be willing to take risks. Your journey will only be what you make of it, so at the end of the day, what you get out of it is up to you.